What is up, YouTube? It is me, Cone, again, back with another banger video. Now, I haven't uploaded in about 2 to 3 weeks, so this is a different video for me, and you're going to see me rank the top 10 best NBA players of all time, of course, in my opinion. yeah, yeah. Okay, let's get this all started. Now, if you don't mind, just drop a like, subscribe to the channel, give your boy some respect. If you agree with my takes, then that deserves a like. No, I'm playing. You don't have to like, but okay. Let's start the video right now. The top 10 greatest NBA players, in my opinion. Okay, let's get this started. Number 10, Shaquille O'Neal. Now, why he's in my top 10? He's literally the most dominant player to ever play the game of basketball. Like, you're not safe. You're not safeguarding him. I don't care how strong you are, bro. If you try to guard him, he'll just dunk right on you and push you. It's that simple. He's literally the strongest player in history. And of course, he put up monster stats in his career, had a great prime with him and Kobe were honestly one of the greatest duos of all time. And he's not the best at the free throw line, but he's still one of the greatest players of all time in my opinion. He's the most dominant player of all time, won so many rings, couple MVPs. He just deserves to be on this list. So, number 10, Shaquille O'Neal. Okay, next. Number 9, Wilt Chamberlain, another center. Now, God, that was loud. Now, Wilt Chamberlain averaged some of the best stats I think a human being can average. How is that even possible? And then this? How is that even possible? Is this dude even human? And you're probably like, why did you put him at 9? He's averaging 50 points. And he put up 100. 100. 100. I love Wilt Chamberlain. Obviously, very talented player. He was one of the first people to ever do a quadruple double in history. Like, look at this. Look at that stat line. How is that even possible? So then you're like, how do you put him at 9? See, no offense, but he played in like the 50s and the 60s against like janitors and mechanics. No offense on my boy Wilt Chamberlain. He put up literally monster stats. It's unbelievable. But there wasn't that much talent next to him, so I feel like he just got easy buckets. So, yeah, that's why he's number 9, even though he put up literally the greatest stat lines in NBA history. But, yep, he's number 9 for me, and let's move on. Okay, number 8 is going to be the greatest power forward in NBA history. Could change in a couple of years. Tim Duncan. Timmy D. Now, okay, can I just say, the 2014 Spurs team, that team is literally in, like, my top, like, 5 best teams of all time. You're probably like, what? How are they even that good? They had prime Kawhi Leonard, prime Manu Ginobili, prime Tony Parker, and most of all, prime Tim Duncan. That team was unstoppable. And Tim Duncan led the team in points, rebounds, assists. He was insane. Tim Duncan goes down as the greatest power forward in history. And it's not even a question. It's not. Like, he's just the greatest power forward in history. That's his career stats. Can't get that much better. He's the greatest power forward in history. Going up against the Cavs, LeBron, Warriors, Curry, OKC, KD. Like, there was a lot of competition. OKC, Russ, Houston, James Harden, and they still won the ring. I don't know, Tim Duncan, he's built different, but he is my number 7 spot. Okay, next up, let's move on. Number 6, we have Bill Russell. First of all, rest in peace, Bill Russell, one of the greatest centers to ever play the game of basketball. But 11 rings. Can I just say that? 11 rings? He has literally the most championships in NBA history. He has 11 rings. That's 11 years of playing basketball and just winning. That's unreal. And you're probably like, oh, well, he just played on the Celtics. His team probably led him to all those championships. No. He was like their starting center every single season. He always averaged monster stats. He's just one of the greatest centers of all time for having 11 rings and averaging decent stats. You can't beat that, man. You just can't. But yeah, that's why I have Bill Russell at my number 6 spot. Okay, moving on. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, never mind. He was at my number 6 spot. Sorry about that. Okay, at our number 5 spot, we have Larry Legend, Larry the Bird. Now, can I just say, Larry Legend and Magic Johnson are the 2 reasons why basketball was so big in the 80s. Like, no one wanted to watch basketball in the 80s without seeing Larry Bird in the Celtics and Magic Johnson in the Lakers. They were the 2 people that changed basketball in the 80s. I'm sorry if you don't believe it, but they are. And then right when Magic and Bird retired, basketball started dying, and then eventually now we have Curry, LeBron, KD, Giannis, all these people. But, I mean, in the 80s, Magic and Bird were like the 2 greatest players, and Bird has always been great. He's literally one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time. And can I just say, before a three-point contest, he literally walked in the locker room and said, okay, I know who's going first. It's going to be me. I just want to know who's going second. Absolute menace. Menace. He's just built different, bro. Greatest three-point shooter. Kept changing the NBA with Magic Johnson. And he literally said that in the locker room at a three-point contest. Jeez. And of course he ended up winning the three-point contest. What did you expect? But yeah, so Larry Bird is at my number 6 spot. No, number 5 spot. Jeez. I'm losing number, bro. I literally just have this list right here, and I keep, like, there's too many names. I don't even know. But, okay, so Larry Bird is at my number 6 spot. Next up, moving on, we have Magic Johnson. Yep, who I was just talking about with Larry Bird. Larry Bird. Larry Legend. I keep getting Larry Legend and Larry Bird confused. I don't know why. Okay, but like I said, he changed the 80s in the basketball, or he changed basketball in the 80s too. I mean, but he's literally the greatest playmaker in the history of basketball. He literally averaged like 12 or 13 assists in a season. And that's 82 games. That's literally 12 assists a season. That's crazy. And he still put up monster stats like 22 points a game, 11 assists, 7 rebounds. He's 6'9" and he's a point guard. 6'9". That's unreal to me. And he still put up monster stats, like right here. It's unreal. So that's why he is at my number 5 spot. And I personally think he's better than Larry Bird. He just communicated with his team better, had better team chemistry. Again, greatest playmaker of all time, averaged good stats. And that is why he is at my number 5 spot. Okay. Next up, we have number 4. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. One of the the greatest center or power forward. I would say center though. The greatest center in NBA history. First of all, he won a championship in his second year. Oh my god, this hair is bothering me, jeez. But he won a championship in his second year. How is that even possible, bro? Like, some players take like 10, 15 years to win a ring. This dude got it in his second year. And then he literally has like 38,756 points or something. Which obviously LeBron just broke it. But I mean, he's just he was the greatest center of all time. And it's probably gonna stay that way for the next, I don't know, decade, maybe century. He might stay the greatest center of all time forever. Which I'm fine with it, because I like Kareem. I think he's a very talented center, and I just think he's the greatest center of all time. But, okay, we are in the top 3. That was loud, jeez. Okay, we are in the top 3 now. So, I'm pretty sure NBA fans know who the top 3 are gonna be, but we're still doing it. Right back at you. Okay. Number 3 is Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba. Now, I never really used to watch Kobe Bryant until, like, he sadly passed away in a helicopter crash, and then I was like, oh, like, I want to see this dude's highlights, like, see how good he used to be. Dude, that guy was insane. He's literally in the GOAT debate. Which, I mean, when people say he's the GOAT, I don't get mad, because I can see why they say he is. I mean, he's great. You can argue him over LeBron. I mean, it's just, it depends. Like, I don't know if y'all have seen this, but he was he was beefing with this one guy. I forget his name. I'll search him up after this video. And they go out of bounds, and they're about to throw it in, and he just puts it right in Kobe's face. And obviously, like, if someone did that to me, I would go like that. Everyone would. Like, I mean, it's just facts. And he literally just did this. Didn't even care. It went right in his face. He didn't even see it coming. And just aggressively chewing on his gum like this. Built different, bro. And then winning, like, what, 6 rings? Becoming, like, he literally won rings in different generations. He won rings in the 2000s. He won rings in the 2010s. And he has different generations of fans in the 2000s, the 90s, the 2010s. Like, that's 3 generations of fans. That is incredible. Just incredible. And again, rest in peace. And I just think he goes down as, and I could be wrong, but I think for now he's the 3rd greatest player of all time. And I think he was absolutely a fantastic player and goes down as the 2nd best shooting guard of all time. Okay, moving on. Number 2, we have LeBron James. Now, I know some people are going to agree with me and some people are not. It's a very, very interesting debate for number 1 and number 2 and number 3, like I said. But LeBron James, I mean, first of all, this moment when he blocked Iguodala in the 2016 NBA Finals Game 7, and same thing, he came back 3-1. He was down 3-1 and he still came back and won in Game 7. That's crazy. I honestly still think if Iguodala would have made that layup if he didn't block it. If he blocked it, then, or if he didn't block it, then the Warriors would have won. But he blocked it. And then, are we going to ignore the fact that he broke the scoring record, like, what, 2 months ago? Now he passed Kareem in points. Came back from down 3-1 in the finals. Has what, 6 rings? Like 4 MVPs. I mean, he just goes down as one of the greatest players of all time. I mean, besides his team shenanigans, going to, let's see, Cavs, then the Heat, then the Cavs, then the Lakers. What's next? Then it's going to be the Knicks, the Mavericks, the Kings. No, I'm playing. He's not Kevin Durant. No offense on KD, but he literally just goes to every super team to win a ring. No, KD in the chat. Okay, anyway. But yeah, LeBron James is definitely going down as a top 3, maybe even top 2 player of all time. And he was just, I mean, he can literally play every position. He can play point guard, he can play shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. I mean, he has great defense, great offense, one of the most fantastic players to ever live. And I live in Ohio, so him leaving Cleveland isn't the best with me, but still love you, LeBron. Still love you. Okay, anyway. Okay, now we are down to number 1. Okay. Well, before I get to number 1, I have the honorable mentions. Okay, let's go. I'm going to zip through these quick since it's kind of a long video. Okay, our first honorable mention is Stephen Curry. I personally think he didn't make the top 10. I know you're going to say, but he changed the game of basketball. I get it. He's the best three-point shooter of all time. Very good at assists. And just one of the greatest point guards ever. I still prefer Magic over him. But I don't see him in my top 10. I mean, he could be if he wins one more ring or one more MVP, but it's not looking like that's going to happen. Especially since CP3's on their team, then they're definitely not winning a ring. No, I'm playing. But, I don't think he made the top 10 for me. And I just prefer everyone else in the top 10 over him, just because I feel like they had more impact to the game. And I know you're going to say, but, he changed the game with three-pointers. But, think about if you took away the three-point line. He would not even be a top, 25 player ever. That's just something to think about. One three-point line changed his career. I don't know. That just doesn't settle right with me. Okay, next up. Our second honorable mention is going to be Dirk Nowitzki. Man, I miss him. Okay. So, Dirk, first of all, I don't know if you remember. This might have been the 2011 finals. I might be wrong. But I don't know if you knew, but he had the flu before Game 7. And Dwayne Wade and LeBron James started mocking him when they were walking to practice, and they started going, I'm sick, I have the flu. And the videos got sent to Dirk, and he just put on a Mamba mentality moment and ended up literally crushing LeBron and Dwayne Wade to win the championship. That's a W Dirk moment right there. But yeah, Dirk Nowitzki is definitely the second greatest power forward of all time for now. And he invented the one-legged fadeaway. I still can't even do it, bro. It's that tough. Literally, you have to spin around off of one leg and shoot a shot like this. It's so tough. He made that. And he's literally the best person in this whole world to ever do a fadeaway. Ever. And I just think he deserves it. Because, he never joined super teams. He was just always, all in all, great, talented player. So I think he kind of was close to the top 10, but didn't quite make it. But I think he's definitely probably the 13th, 14th best player. Oh, yeah, the honorable mentions are in no specific order, so don't get mad at me if I say Curry's over, I don't know. I won't spoil the list. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more honorable mentions. I'll go quick. Oscar Robertson. Now, Oscar Robertson was one of the greatest point guards in NBA history, even though he did play during Wilt Chamberlain kind of times, but he still was dominant, averaged 20 a game, and still was just an all in all really good player. And he played for Cincinnati, so that's a W right there. But yeah, I just think he deserved to make the honorable mentions list. Had a big impact in the '60s, and I think he deserved it. Okay, next up we have Hakeem Olajuwon. Now, in the 1984 NBA draft, Michael Jordan was being selected. He wasn't going first. He wasn't going second. He went third. And guess who went first? Yep, Hakeem the Dream. And people are like, oh my god, that was such a terrible pick. Why didn't they pick MJ now? Hakeem Olajuwon goes down as one of the greatest centers in NBA history. He was literally like a mini version of Shaq. He was so dominant and just one of the great. He changed the Rockets. Honestly, he's honestly the best Rockets player I think I've ever seen in my life. And I just think he changed the Rockets, and I honestly, that just shows how good he is that they picked him over MJ in the draft. Obviously now he would be second because MJ's one, but I mean, he just impacted the game and he was really, really good. Okay, 3 more. Here we go. Next honorable mention up is Charles Barkley. Now, even though Charles has some interesting takes on social media, but in his basketball days, he was one of the greatest power forwards in the game. Now, he won an MVP, which should tell you something. I mean, he had competition like Michael Jordan, Larry Bird. I don't think Larry Bird was playing in that timeline. I can't remember. But he was just, all in all, a great power forward. Was good at everything. Was good at shooting the ball, passing the ball, rebounding the ball, defense even. And I just think he deserves to be in the honorable mentions list for impacting the game of basketball. Okay, next up, we have Dr. J. Julius Erving. Julius Erving, first of all, it was the 70s and 80s, and this dude was throwing down windmill dunks. I honestly think he was one of the first people to do a windmill dunk on live television in a real game, not even in a dunk contest, in a real game. And he acted like nothing even happened. He just throws down one of the most insane dunks, and it's just get back on defense. He was insane. He was just insane. He was the most athletic. Honestly, I think he's in the top 5 for the most athletic basketball players of all time. He just always ran up and down the court. I just did this to my eye that hurt. But he always ran up and down the court, just threw dunk after dunk, and never got tired. Just one of the greatest and most athletic players to ever play the game of basketball. Okay, and our last, and certainly not least, honorable mention, we have the logo, Jerry West. Now, Jerry West played in the 70s and 80s, and let me tell you, in the finals, he was averaging almost 40 points, 37.7 points, in the 70s and 80s. Bro, people will get a 40-point game in a regular season game this year. Everyone will be like, oh my god, I can't believe he did that. He was doing that in the 70s. He was literally averaging 37 points a game in the finals. So that's pretty much 5 or 6 games of him averaging 40 points. It's unreal. He's the logo for a reason. And you guys are probably like, why isn't LeBron the logo? Why isn't Kobe? Why isn't Michael Jordan? I think Jerry West deserves to be the logo. I mean, he's still underrated to this day. People don't talk about him enough. And are we going to ignore the fact when he hit a game-winning buzzer beater in the playoffs at like a half court? He hit a 65-foot half court game winner. No one talks about that. Like he was just insane, and no one talks about him enough anymore. Okay, that was my top 10, and those are my honorable mentions. Now we have number 1. Pretty sure y'all know who this is gonna be. Played for the Bulls and the Lakers. Alex Caruso, baby. He is number 1 because I'm kidding. Okay, number 1. All jokes aside, Michael Jordan, the GOAT. Now, I don't even think I need to have that much context here. I mean, he's literally called the GOAT. If someone's called the GOAT, I don't think I need to explain why he's the GOAT. But yeah, the greatest shooting guard of all time, greatest player of all time. Yeah, and he's 6-0 in the finals, won 6 championships, 5 MVPs. It doesn't get better than that, dude. It just doesn't. And, yeah, that is my list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So I will recap. Okay. That's so loud. Okay. Number 10, we have Shaquille O'Neal. Number 9, Wilt Chamberlain. Number 8, Tim Duncan. Number 7, Bill Russell. Number 6, Larry Bird. Number 5, Magic Johnson. Number 4, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number 3, Kobe Bryant. Number 2, LeBron James. And number 1, the GOAT, Michael Jordan. And the honorable mentions are Jerry West, Charles Barkley, Stephen Curry, Dirk Nowitzki, and yeah, I might have missed a couple, but oh yeah, Hakeem Olajuwon. And those are my lists, and I hope you guys enjoyed the top 10 greatest players of all time. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.